Hi everyone, welcome to this video review. I had so much fun doing my previous comparison video that I was like, why not do another one? So today on the right we have the Space Rangers, the Lightstar figures, and on the left I have the talking figures. Let's do a team comparison. Which one looks better and which one almost looks better? When I look at the two teams, I love them both, but I have to give it to Power Rangers in Space because I feel like they didn't make the helmets big enough for the Lost Galaxy Rangers. Like red and yellow look fine, but pretty much the rest of them, the helmets should have been bigger because it looks like their visor was kind of squashed in. But they pretty much all, like both teams, they look amazing, so it's really hard to choose. But if I had to give it to if I had to choose one, I would definitely give it to Space. They did the helmets really well, and everything about the figures, it looks amazing. So let's get the different molds and see what improvements were made. So right away what I noticed are the legs. I always found that the legs on the Space Ranger Lightstar figures were very awkward. It had like a curved design that made the legs look weird. I feel like they improved on the legs, which I really like. But like, don't get me wrong, whatever odd design they made for the Space Ranger figures, it does help them stand a lot nicer as opposed to the Lost Galaxy figures. So I guess they have that going. And one major improvement they did was the Lost Galaxy figures rolled around. So they got rid of these unnecessary tabs to hold the weapons, because over time it could easily come loose and break off like it did on his other hand here. I'm sorry, I'm not sure why it's not zooming in, but you guys get the idea. And one thing that they changed that I didn't really care for was the shape of the chest. The chest on the Space Ranger is wider and flatter, and on the Lost Galaxy Ranger it's more thinner and it protrudes out more. I feel like the Space Ranger's chest looks a lot more natural than the Lost Galaxy one. So when it comes to articulation, it's pretty much the same. Only difference is Space Ranger, the red Space Ranger, you couldn't turn its head or the gloves because of the electronics, and well, you couldn't turn his head because of the gloves. So I'll show you the articulation. So the hands can go up, down, that's the glove movement. The head, you can rotate it. The legs up and down by the knee. That's the pretty much the same articulation on red. Just you couldn't move his head, or you couldn't move his glove. It's all due to the electronics. And but if it was one of those Astro figures, I have one right here, the black Astro Ranger, you could move their heads on those because they didn't have electronics in there, but still the glove, you can move it. So if I were to have a favorite over the two, I would say Space, because I love Power Rangers in Space, but that would be a biased answer. So leaving all biases out, I would say both of them are equal, because whatever flaws red Space Ranger has, Galaxy also had. Like the red Space Ranger has the legs that I don't care for, but the red Lost Galaxy Ranger has the protruding chest. So it's like, I feel like they're equal. They're equally good and equally bad in some areas. Now let's look at the female figures. The female figures also suffered the leg, although it's not more of a curved leg. I feel like as the leg went down to the feet got really shrunk down and it looks really awkward. I'm gonna bring out the Lost Galaxy Yellow Ranger. And yes, I know Maya did not have a skirt. I put the skirt on because I loved the Gokaiger version of Gingamon. And I loved so much what Ginga Yellow looked like, the female version. It looked amazing, so I slapped a skirt on her. Everything else, like the chest, I equally like both the chest. Like there's not much of a huge difference. Only difference is the chest on the Lost Galaxy figures are a little bit thinner than the space figures. Now for articulation, I'm going to show you two different figures because I have two skirts on them. I really won't be able to show you much of the feet articulation. So I do have these really old, the Space Ranger figure is really old. She's actually the original 1998 Pink Ranger that I had. As you can tell, most of the colorful squares have rubbed off. And I have a spare Lost Galaxy Yellow Ranger. That is if she even stands. There we go. So articulation is pretty much the same as the guy figure. So up, down, where the shoulder is, elbow up and down. The glove, you can rotate it. Head, you can also rotate. The legs, one thing I didn't really care for the legs for the females is that because of how it was built, like the legs really came out and really spread out like so. And one thing the females had over the males is you could rotate their feet, and at the knee you could go up and down. So the Space Ranger figure had the same articulation. Only difference is you could move the head unless it was an Astro figure, or this figure does not want to stand. So yeah, so you could not move the head or the glove, but it had the same articulation. So going back to the female figures, if I were to choose, I would say I like Lost Galaxy a little bit more, only because of the awkward feet, tiny feet that the Space Rangers have. But honestly, both of them look amazing. I love them so much, so it's hard to choose. But I think Lost Galaxy gets 1 point extra for the more natural looking feet. And there we go. So that's basically it for Lost Galaxy and Space. And hey, and don't hesitate to comment and tell me what your favorites are. It's time for features and accessories. And I do want to give you guys a heads up. I bought these figures, Lost Galaxy figures, secondhand. So I don't actually have all their weapons. I only have some. And Space Rangers, I have all their main weapons, just not the exclusive Lightstar weapons that they got. Let's start with Power Rangers in Space. I really love their weapons so much. I made the combinations beforehand because it is a little bit tricky. So all their weapons could form the awesome Quadra Blaster. And the Star Slinger, I painted it as a little kid. That's why it's yellow. It's not that they gave Ashley special treatment. And each of their individual weapons can also merge with the Astro Blaster, which is really awesome. So because of those in-show combinations where they went above and beyond to give us, the accessories in Power Rangers in Space, I would say definitely trumps Lost Galaxy. I'll show you their individual weapons. Breaking it apart is so much more easier than putting it back together, the Quadra Blaster. So here's Ashley's Star Slinger. This is Carlos's Luna Lance. This is the Astro Axe from TJ. And this is the Cassie's Satellite Stunner. And here's also, I think I already showed this to you guys. This is the Astro Blaster merged with the Spiral Saber. The Astro Blaster guns can also detach, which is really awesome. This is the Astro Blaster. Honestly, just for the weapon combinations, I would highly recommend getting the Lightstar figures if you're a huge Power Rangers and Space fan. Those were the accessories. And I did bring out my new Lightstar Ranger figures, so I don't have all of them, only have pink, yellow, and black. I don't plan on getting the rest. I just happen to have them over the years. So I do have TJ's Lightstar exclusive weapons. The fact that not only did they go to the trouble of giving us all these weapons and the combinations, they also gave us these axes. Or exclusive weapons. Like TJ came with 2 axe weapons that combine into one staff. I'm gonna move these. Ashley came with this yellow weapon right here. You could attach it on here, and it looked kind of like a crossbow. Cassie came with a baton and a shield. It was pretty basic. And Carlos, he came with a really huge Luna lance, which looked like it was on steroids, to be honest. It's a really huge one here. And Andros also came with really nice weapons. I actually don't have it to show you. There are two red staffs. At either end, it had like a drill attachment to it. It looked really awesome. So that's the accessories for the Power Rangers in Space. And moving on, for the Lost Galaxy figures, they each came with an Quasar Saber. And they also came with their individual Trans Dagger formation. Like, I have Maya's weapons here. The guy I bought it from, he did supply me with Maya's weapons. And he gave me the Delta Daggers, I guess it were called, and the Magna Talon. But that was it. He didn't give me any of the other weapons. And I actually have the Beta bow right here from the new Pink Ranger that I have. These figures are rare, and because I already have a Pink Ranger figure, I do not plan on like opening her up anytime soon because it is rare. And each of the Ranger figures, and I want to show you guys here, they did come with like a jetpack, or I don't know what that is supposed to be. For the girls, the sound feature was on the actual pack here. And the guys had like a different looking attachment that fit onto their back, but yeah, I didn't get any of those attachments. They also got like exclusive weapons as well. Like this is Leo's. It looks like a missile, like a machine gun. Kendrick's came with this weapon right here. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. The girls actually got the shaft when it came to the exclusive weapons. This is what Maya came with. The Blue Ranger came with what looked like a portable chainsaw. That's the best way to put it. It looked really awesome. And the Green Ranger came with a gun with 2 barrels. That's what it looked like. It's, again, hard to explain unless I actually had the weapon. And yeah, so that's all the weapons. And I do apologize again that I don't have the weapons to show you guys. It's just only because I bought these figures secondhand. I don't think I mentioned, I switched out the Pink Ranger and I put Ginga Pink here instead. I was getting increasingly annoyed. The Pink Ranger kept falling over, so she got the boot and I put the more accurate looking Ginga Pink here. So moving on to features, the Lost Galaxy figures, they came with the talking feature, which was cool for the most part. Like Damon, like the Red Ranger and Green Ranger, it sounded like the actual actress, but the Pink Ranger, let me play it again. She sounded more like Maya than Kendrick's. And I don't think the Yellow Ranger's plays. Let me see if it will play. Yeah, the batteries are almost dead. You can barely hear it. And of course the Lightstar figures, they had light up helmets, which is this one right here. And this one is my ultimate favorite because it was used in the show. Not a lot, very seldom it was used in the show. Not like Mega Ranger where they used it almost all the time. Again, because of show accuracy and a feature that they actually used in the show, I would like Power Rangers in Space definitely gets the points for this. Even for weapons, they get the points because they got very show accurate weapons, and that even combined and along with their feature, like Bandai went all out on Power Rangers in Space. With Lost Galaxy, they made a great attempt, but it would have been nice to instead of having show exclusive weapons, there were so many other weapons that they could have given us, like those cannon weapons the Gingaman figures came with, those cannon weapons and individual trans daggers, or even if it's not just the trans daggers, at least give us painted weapons for their like the beta bow or the trans daggers and the magnet talon. But yeah, definitely the Space Ranger figures trump over the Lost Galaxy figures for accessories and feature. You guys might have noticed a lack of a Silver Space Ranger and a Magnet Defender. Reason being is the Silver Space Ranger was never released as a Lightstar figure. He did come later on with the Astro figures, and I do have that one, but I didn't include him because he's not part of the Lightstar figures. And for the Magnet Defender, the talking figure, I do not actually have him. And I completely forgot about him too, so I guess that would put the Lost Galaxy figures a little bit higher when it comes to the team comparison, because they did have all 6 Rangers, versus Lightstar only had the 5 Rangers. But if you look at everything, like even though the molds and articulation is pretty much the same between Lost Galaxy and Space, when it came to features and accessories, Space wins by a mile because of the different combinations from the TV show. And also the features, the Lightstar features which was used in the show. Like they really went all out on with Space. So definitely Space would take the lead with this one. Even though there were only the 5 Rangers, with everything that they could do, I would definitely give it to Space as the winner. I also wanted to add, if you guys are curious about the accessories that the Lost Galaxy figures came with, I do have some vintage reviews that I did back in the day, the Lost Galaxy figures with all the accessories, so I will attach that at the end of the video so you guys can take a look if you're curious. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments, and please subscribe and like, it really does help. Thank you and have a wonderful day.